Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the JackTheRipper scalping strategy. So, first of all, I will go through the settings of my indicators, then I'll show you the strategy itself, and then I'll take you through one or two examples on how to implement it, and maybe a couple caveats along the way. So, the three indicators you want to use are the Wave Master. These are my settings. I have it on momentum and I have confluence and overbought oversold zones on with divergences. Now you can also use harmony indicator if you prefer that. You can also use reactive as well, but I use momentum because it's clear and concise. So those are the settings. The next one, obviously, auto charting tools, supply and demand on, and all the opens for scalping. That's all that's on auto charting. Trendmaster, I have on focus and I've turned the signals off because for this strategy you will not be needing this. Combination bands are the main part of this and you can set them to whatever color or opacity you would like. Everything else is off apart from reversal, take profit and divergences. Now you can have confluence on if you would like, hidden divergences if you like. You can tweak this slightly to however you would like, but these are my settings for now. Last of all, you're going to be using Scalp Pro, and I have it on automatic with trade signals, and I've turned off all the display settings so it doesn't look really cluttery. So turn them off. Divergence are on the normal setting of 4, and everything else on the default settings. So those are the settings. Now the strategy includes these parameters, and these two are bonus parameters. Now the main staple of this strategy is going to be a wick into the combination bands with a close above or below depending on what way the market is going or what kind of trade you're looking for. The second parameter is going to be W reversals from the trend collection, TP signals and confluence signals if you have them turned on. The third parameter is going to be an auto charting major level, be that a monthly level, a weekly level, a daily level depending on what you're looking at, and supply and demand zones. The confirmation is going to be a dot on the oscillator, and you can also use the high confluence bars that I have turned on. And you can also use regular and hidden divergences which will come up on the oscillator, and I also have them turned on in Trendmaster, so divergences here. Lastly, you're going to be using the Scalp Pro reversion probabilities to show you where high areas of confluence with wicking into the band, and Scalp Master will be using this in conjunction to show you areas of potential reversal. Now the bonus tier is going to be the Stuber 786 to 886 fib pocket. You can also use the VWAP or EMA lines. The VWAP is on price GPT VWAP levels to keep you in the trade, and the EMA line is on Trendmaster, I believe. So those are the parameters that the strategy is based around. Now the different tiers are going to include these ones. So I've done a lot of backtesting myself on this strategy organically. I've been using it for a few months and it works if you can get everything to line up nicely. So I originally did some testing just on wicking into the band and closing above below, and it had a not bad hit rate, but I was like, how could I extend this and make it more profitable? So the tier 1, which is a must, is a wick into the band, into the combination band, and a close above or below. Tier 2 will be a wick into the band, a W reversal signal, and one other confluence factor of your choice. Now, you can mix and match these confluence factors however you want, but this is just a loose guideline of what you want to be looking for. Tier 3, which is what I start looking at as high probability trades, are a wick, a W reversal on an auto charting level. So be that daily open, monthly open, weekly open, or a supply and demand zone of your choice, with the Scoutmaster reversion probability saying that it's going to go in a direction. Now on the Scoutmaster you have different levels of reversion. I will just show you this briefly. If you hover over, you'll get numbers and the amount of reversion probabilities and what aspects or factors that are the Scout Pro is taking into account. So you can see them there. Turn that back off. This has about 60-ish% hit rate. You can get it up to 70 based on price action, and Tier 2 has about a 50% hit rate. Tier 4 is everything in Tier 3 with a dot printed in the overbought or oversold areas of the oscillator, like this, with high confluence bars. So high confluence and a dot can signal a potential top or bottom. This dot on the Wavemaster or the oscillator is going to signal, this is going to be your sort of confirmation for the trade. Okay, this has about 70% hit rate. You can get it up to 80 from, it's just a loose sort of guideline for what I've found over months of organically testing them through actual trades. Tier 5 is everything else included plus a divergence. Now, like I said, you can mix and match this divergence with, say, a W or an auto charting level or a confluence, but usually you want to look for a wick into the band, a W reversal, something on the Scoutmaster, and a divergence just kind of puts the cherry on top, really. This has about a 70 to 80% hit rate. I know I've said 80% here, but if everything lines up perfectly, you're going to find that these parameters are going to give you a very high hit rate. The bonus tier will be a 786 to 886 Stuber fib pocket. So see StuTube's videos on fibs and the way he trades to get a better understanding of that. Now I'm going to dive into the indicators now and show you what I mean on an actual trade that I took in my stream recently. So here we go. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Now the time frames that this works the best on, you can use it on anything up to the hourly. You can use it on the 4-hour, but the Scoutmaster is less effective on higher time frames. I like to use this on the 5 and the 15-minute. You can also use this on the hourly just fine. So in my stream, I saw that Phantom was coming up to this major level Q1 yearly open. Now, doing this strategy on major levels, such as major auto charting monthly levels or weekly opens, is going to greatly increase your chances of success. So once we came up here and we wicked into the band, I said, look, I'm looking interested here because we're getting into the oversold territory. We've come up to a major level and the band is just above. Now, the way that you could play this, or that I played this, is that I entered 25% of my position here when we wicked into the band. Now, usually with alts and in crypto, they will do another drive up as a liquidity grab. And this is where you want to get the rest or another 25% of your position. So say you have $100 for your position on 10x. You want to put 25% in here, 25% in here, and then wait for the retest. Now this is very important because they can just reverse it if the coin is trending. So you want to be careful how you enter. So I entered about 50% of my position around here on these closes, and I entered the rest on this retest. So this is where I entered most of my position because we had a dot on the oscillator as my confirmation. Now, the reason why I wouldn't take this here is because you have nothing on the oscillator to say that this is going to be a high probability setup. Now, we did have a wick and a W reversal into this major level, so you could take this, but it's a low probability setup. Something like this, wick with reversion and a W, and then a second wick in and a close above is exactly what you want to look for. Now remember to not take any signals because Scalp Pro is a very aggressive indicator. You don't want to take any shorts near the lower end of the band and any longs near the upper end of the band. That is not what you want to do, okay? And you also want to be mindful of your risk management strategy. So you want to take profit aggressively sometimes when you get to the midline of the oscillator, when you get down to the band, or you get to a weekly open, a major level on the auto charting tools. So I took this in my stream. I had an entry here, an entry here, and an entry here. So my average entry was about here with a stop just above the high on 10x, and we went down it was about 10% all in all for the runners. Another one that we took was XRP, and we got a wick into this band and a close below. So I actually didn't take this first wick and I waited for the second drive up. Now when we got here, I took a cautious 25% of my position with quite a tight stop because this is the liquidity grab. Usually if you're above a major level, you want to wait for the retest and the failure. This is your signal to jump in, especially if you have a dot on the oscillator or a divergence. But see, we've got multiple wicks into the band and we failed this level, gone down 1.5% straight into the next band. So that is the essence of the strategy. There are a few caveats to it, which I'll be explaining on my streams and also throughout, if you have any questions throughout the Discord, you can just at me. So for example, a wick into the band here is not substantial evidence to enter a trade. You always want to take into account the way the coin is trending. What are we losing? What are we gaining? Remember Vikings words, and this works better in ranging markets when the bands are quite straight. So you can scalp it out, short here, take profit, long here, leave 25% as a runner, and you can just ping it out, and when you get a break, see you in the flippers, you're laughing. That is the essence of it. So here we got a reversion and a TP into the band. So if you took 25% here, be mindful of the second drive up. Now this is your go time, especially when you print this candle here. Now you can always wait for the retest and the failure here and enter most of your position here to get the highest probability of not getting a losing trade. But if you will get a entry of about here, if you've entered a bit here, if you've entered a bit here, and you've entered your rest here, and you have the stop of above the liquidity grab high. So yeah, that is the strategy. I'm not sure if I've left anything out, but you can also use the EMA line or a VWAP level to keep you in the trade longer if you have a scalp on. So for example here, wick into the band, hidden bullish, we're back above the EMA, bullish momentum. So be mindful of where the market is trending when you use this strategy. Yeah, so that's it. Enjoy. We're going to get a preset out soon. I'm just making it as optimized as possible, and have fun scalping.